The second match I'm casting, this time I have a partner, Dawn,
Yeah.
and it'll be Teaspoon versus Adelante or Borangehat. I will be using both names because I'm not great at this. It looks like it'll be a Terran versus Protoss on Everger. So we'll let it load. And on the top right in the red is the Terran Teaspoon.
Always got to root for my Terrans.
Oops. On the bottom left, the orange Protoss, Adelante, or Borangehat. Now Adelante is building his first pylon a little bit forward, which, if you watched the previous cast I did, you remember I said it's not great against Terran, and I stand by those words. Terran has no problem with walls. Where theoretically you'd want a wall is in this area that I'm marking to the right of where the wall is, because that blocks Reapers, which are the bigger threat from Terran early game. Teaspoon is chasing Adelante's probe out. If you notice, one of those SCVs has lower life.
That is a lot of mining time lost.
We missed Adelante probably attacking the barracks SCV.
And the barracks has not been resumed. Oh, this is terrible. That was
Adelante,
probably 200 to 300 minerals lost there, and the barracks has not still been resumed.
I wouldn't say 200, 300. I'd say 80.
Ah, okay, fair.
But as a general rule, a worker mines one per second, approximately.
I mean, okay, fair enough then.
So that was 4 workers, probably around 20 seconds. Anyway, barracks is continuing, very delayed. So Teaspoon's going to make the most of it, build a second barracks, build an engineering bay.
Engineering bay is an interesting choice this early.
Yeah. Adelante is capitalizing on that by getting a cybernetics core, a nexus, more workers, no army yet. Okay, an adept starting. Adept,
boosting
warp
out that warp gate.
Yeah. Teaspoon's workers aren't going back to the mineral line after their building. Very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Just sort of standing around there.
Yep.
And not turning this command center into an orbital command, even though he already has a barracks, which is an important thing to do.
Right away.
An orbital command is just worth so much more than that extra few SCVs you'll get.
Yep. I tend to line up the amount of SCVs I have queued so that it's empty when the orbital is ready.
Yeah. He is expanding with the command center on the bottom, just as an adept is coming in, and that's pretty ugly. I don't know if 2 Marines beat an adept. 3 Marines probably do. So, not as dangerous as it could have been. That is a Marauder down. The Adept went all the way back home, which, okay. Got a sentry. An Observer's on the way, which is very good against a race like Terran, which can do irritating cloaking stuff. Forge coming out. That is 3 warp gates. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when she gets a factory, so she could. There it is, so she can start going for her medevacs for her bio army.
Yeah. But that's a pretty nice bio force that Teaspoon has. And all of the upgrades are queued for that bio force in the tech lab. And factory is on the way finally. Also an orbital command. And yeah.
Just one though.
Looks like both players are on 2 bases. Building units, not that many. Getting their economies up. Adelante's is far ahead of Teaspoon's. 10 workers at these numbers is a big deal.
It's pretty normal for Protoss to outstrip Terran on workers though, right?
Protoss can outstrip Terran on workers, yeah.
Because of the chrono boost.
But
however, the income is still extremely slanted in Borangehat's direction.
yeah.
This is what you were talking about with not going for the orbital commands. The mules aren't able to make up the slack.
Yeah.
Ah, there goes our second orbital.
Nope, not an orbital. A planetary fortress for Teaspoon.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Now this bio army is on its way. It's got enough marauders to be a problem for the immortals and for the stalkers, but
still a 50% larger supply army for Borange.
Yeah, Borange's army is bigger. It's got that unit variety. It's got a sentry, which if used is amazing, and it's got a shield battery.
Oh man, this is not going to go well.
Marines cannot attack into a sentry shield battery. It's just...
Nope.
They're a very strong unit. They're not that strong.
Yes. Oh, I think this is going to be it, actually. Orange is going to chase her down, and she does nothing to hold it off. She has not built any additional units. Oh, now she's building them, because she was focusing on stutter-stepping her army.
Yeah, Aaron asks who else is casting, and Dawn is casting alongside me.
Hello.
Oh, I didn't change stream description. I meant to. And that's messing around with my phone for a little bit, so...
Although that planetary might do some work here. She repairs it.
Yeah, that planetary could have been very useful, but 2 immortals and not being repaired is a problem. And there's no tank on the high ground.
That's GG.
Tank is out. And it can protect, but...
I think Borange could have easily taken that. Just focused down one of the depots. Had 25 supply of army there against a single tank and now a Marauder.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Teaspoon. This is just extending her misery now.
Yes, I'm sorry I was updating the stream title because I am an amateur.
I do the same.
And yeah, looks like we're at a bit of a lull. Teaspoon finally made a medevac, which is very important. But nothing else that flies, and flying things would be very good against this army that can attack air.
Yes. Banshees are just so good against Protoss death balls.
Yeah. And everything that the starport can make would be good. But the starport isn't making any of it, so... Yeah.
Vikings could do her ass, but I think that would take too much micro for her.
Yeah.
Well, she has to focus on her base.
Honestly, the need to toggle Terran units is why I don't play Terran anymore. I'm just not good enough for that.
It does have some units that are made much better by micro, yes. Wait, don't you play Zerg?
No, I moved to Protoss.
Ah.
I was Zerg, I changed to Terran, and now I'm Protoss. Because I hate
see.
myself and I think I'm a bad person.
Oh, I'm so jealous of your ground armies, though.
I think everyone who plays Protoss is a bad person deep down. And I think it needs to be said. But... And yes, I do include Borangehat in this, as well as the players I mentioned earlier, another ship from last round. If you build an immortal, you're a bad person.
They're just so good.
I miss Dragoons.
Yeah, 50 damage versus armored is just absurd.
So there's a sensor tower. It's gonna help Teaspoon see an incoming army, but in general, you don't want to build sensor towers in your main base. You want them at your edges. Because so much of sensor tower's radius is gone. On the other hand, Teaspoon's main is her edge base, which is part of the...
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is Borange wisely checking corner bases, making sure that Teaspoon doesn't have a secret base.
Zealot doing great job. Words are hard. Doing well.
That's totally fair, Orange. And like in this case, you didn't know that there was only a single tank there.
Even a single tank is a threat. It's not a problem to back down after you've taken a lead and just consolidate your lead. And if you look, Borange is at almost 200 supply to Teaspoon's almost 80.
Oh yeah, like in terms of winning the game, Borange made a fine play. In terms of poor Teaspoon having to recover from being essentially eliminated and then left to her own devices, that's what I feel bad about.
What I'd like to see is Teaspoon loading up that army into these medevacs and putting that army in Borange's main. That would be a way to get...
She might. Unfortunately, we do have a max supply Protoss army about to hit her base, and I think the base trade might not go in her favor.
No, the base trade would definitely not go in her favor, especially now that she saw the army and headed back with a split-up army that's going to be very weak. On the other hand,
she could, if she wanted, yeah, she's going to pick off reinforcements. That's always efficient.
This army is going to be very weak against Archons.
Yeah, although Orange has taken that gauntlet. Been like, all right, you're behind me, that's fine. I'm in your base. I'm not sure what the void... Oh, right, it could have been used for power. The phase prism.
Warp prism.
Warp prism.
Yeah.
And there's prisms in them.
We haven't seen aggressive warp prism use yet. We might, but... Yeah. The GG should be coming down anytime soon. Those are the medevacs ready to die. Teaspoon hoping something can change. And the GG.
She has literally 0 units. Alright, that was game 1.
Yep, that was game 1. I will update the scores now, because... It should change on stream soon.
Yep.
Unless...
It has updated.
It has updated on stream?
Yes.
Yes, it has. Okay. I get the stream after you, I guess. And let us see. Yep, match 2. Teaspoon versus Borangehat. Get that loading screen. Match 2 is on Eternal Empire. I'll miss Eternal Empire when it's off the ladder. It's a good map.
I don't see Zelnaga Watchtowers as often lately.
Yeah. On the
It's
bottom
nice to see it on a map.
left, the red Terran with some kind of lion monkey. It's Teaspoon. On the top right with the Akile tribe, I think.
Looks like the Pink Panther to me.
It's
Feline of
Adelante,
some sort.
Borangehat. This time Adelante is moving his pylon up, which is okay, but again, walls aren't what you need against Terran. Not that it matters. Mattered. We'll see.
Ooh, gas before barracks. Interesting.
Yes. Usually that's a sign that a player can do early aggression, but we'll see.
Oh, going for that barracks harass again.
I hate that so much.
I haven't had to deal with this in so long. I forgot how utterly infuriating it is.
It is the worst part of playing Terran, and losing an SCV to it, that sucks.
Oh no. Yeah,
this is why everyone hates Protoss.
Markers. I mean, at least Orange didn't drop like a pylon in her natural.
Or continued with the next SCV.
True.
Here's the early engineering bay again.
She didn't upgrade last game, did she?
Nope. She was ahead in upgrades.
I guess she did eventually.
She was ahead in upgrades.
Was.
She had 1-1 to Adelante's 0-1.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then.
Pretty standard from Adelante. Nexus, Cybercore, second pylon. Managed to avoid
Interesting
that.
gas distribution. 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter that much if you don't.
Orange is also doing an excellent job of keeping his minerals low.
Yeah.
His resources consistently are below like 200.
Yeah. Gateway Robo. Yeah, I had a thought that I lost.
Looks same as last game so far there. Okay, back up to 3-3 gas. There we go. Teaspoon laying down her second. Ah, there we go. Getting that orbital.
Yeah, getting an orbital.
Earlier factory.
And making a tech lab, but putting out Marines, that's always going to be a problem. It's much better to get a reactor and get the tech lab later when you have the money for upgrades.
Totally agreed.
In general.
She did get a bunch of Marauders, which I don't mind, but she's not building them yet.
Yeah, Marauders would be great.
If you're going bio, I would make a second barracks for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, going for that starport much earlier. That's good. We should see some earlier medevacs.
Maybe a fast BC.
Maybe. That would be interesting.
There was a time in the ladder when every Terran player was going fast BC. It was hilarious.
I was there for it. I loved it. It was like the one time I've been active in at least in the last several years. It was so much fun.
Yeah. The Zerg as a Zerg, I would blind counter, build like 7 queens, and win every game on the strength of 7 queens.
Fair enough.
Because, by the way, if your opponent goes into early battle cruisers, the response is queens.
Oh, understood. Yes, I did not enjoy seeing 7 queens from my opponents.
Yeah.
Oh, you called it! Fusion Core. I love it. Love to see it.
Fusion Core, Tech Lab on the starport. I hope this will work because 4 Stalkers is kind of a lot versus a battle cruiser.
Yeah, that's more stalkers than we had in all of last game, I think. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But now we're going over to sentries, which I guess can still shoot up.
Sentries can shoot up. They can also help protect the stalkers.
True.
Guardian Shield.
Shield against the battlecruiser is very significant. What is it, 6x6 or something like that?
I do not remember how much damage a battlecruiser deals. And this replay thing I'm using does not show me.
It is 8x6.
Yeah. Those are supply depots. Now, I know I said walls aren't great versus Protoss, but if you have supply depots and you can build the walls, there's no reason not to wall off your natural.
100% agreed. I'm bad at it, though.
Just as a general note for anyone
Oh, here
watching.
comes the push. Oh no, this is way too many stalkers, unfortunately.
Yep, these
She
are...
might have her battlecruiser out like as the attack is hitting, but that's 8 stalkers is too much.
8 stalkers, 2 sentries, and 2 immortals will be very... Okay, they'll be as effective as immortals minimally are against marines, which is still pretty effective, just not as good.
They do 3 shot them.
Yeah. And these are marines without stim, without combat shields.
Well, Oh no, the observer can spot the tanks.
Observer can spot the tank, but the army just moved away. And
True.
is killing the worker line.
Planetary, poor planetary. It's not being repaired.
And that is 1 battlecruiser, and that is very good, but it is not good enough.
Take down... Oh, okay, that's interesting.
It's cute, but 1 battlecruiser will kill a lot of probes while... Well, Teaspoon loses the game.
Yeah, exactly. Also, warping in stalkers.
I'd base trade versus 1 battlecruiser any game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a battlecruiser, I want a Liberator coming out, and this battlecruiser is not doing very well. And I think this is pretty much GG.
Absolutely. The other battlecruiser died.
I just noticed Borangehat sent 5 probes into Teaspoon's mineral line, which is the Protoss version of a Manor Mule.
Wow. Rude.
Incredibly rude. Alright.
GG.
So that was Borangehat versus Teaspoon. Very well played, both of them.